July has arrived, and with it comes the push to break the like record for the Cowboys Nation News channel this month. Last year, we managed to hit 968 likes. So the goal now is to push that number all the way to 1,000 or more, but beyond the likes and numbers. The real story is unfolding around the Dallas Cowboys and the ripple effects of recent trade rumors that are shaking up the tight end position, which might be more active than some expect. The drama kicked off after the massive blockbuster trade involving Jalen Ramsey, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and John Smith. That deal opened the door for speculation across the league. And now attention is turning to Miami Dolphins, who are reportedly on the hunt for a new tight end. Sources suggest that the Dolphins are in active conversations with several teams to find the right fit, which immediately raises the question, could the Cowboys be part of that conversation? On the Cowboys roster, Jake Ferguson firmly holds the role of tight end one, the clear primary target and the player who is expected to lead the unit. Then there's Luke Schoonmaker, the former second-round pick, currently slotted as tight end 2. Finally, there is Brevin Spanford, who many fans see as a player with potential and are hopeful about, though he remains the third option for the position. Behind them are John Stevens, coming off an injury, and a handful of others like Princeton Fant, Raldo Farweather, and Tyler Neville, who all add depth but aren't headline names just yet. Out of that group, Luke Schoonmaker stands out as the most likely candidate for a trade. This has been echoed by some insiders, including those connected to the Dolphins side, who have pointed him out as a potential target. And honestly, if the Cowboys are looking to make a move, Schoonmaker makes the most sense to consider moving. He has yet to live up to the expectations that came with being a second-round pick. And even as a run blocker, which is a critical skill for tight ends today, he hasn't shown the level of consistency needed. His rookie season was rough, but he did improve last year and avoided drops. Yet his overall yardage of just 241 yards is underwhelming for a player picked so high. The Cowboys have a history of grabbing tight ends early in the draft when they see a need. And sometimes that strategy leads to struggles, as we see with Schoonmaker. Trading him could save the Cowboys some cap space, though it's not a massive amount, around $1,320,000. The Dolphins, on the other hand, would take on a non-guaranteed 2-year contract worth just under $3 million, which makes the deal affordable for them. It fits Miami's current needs and their willingness to add talent at a reasonable price. There is some talk about Kyle Pitts as a potential addition, but realistically, that might be a stretch. What we might see, however, are more moves like the Jalen Ramsey blockbuster from late June or early July, meaning the trade market could heat up as teams adjust rosters. If the Cowboys were to seriously consider trading Schoonmaker, the question is, what return could they expect, given his status and production? The realistic market value probably sits around a late day 3 draft pick. It's not a high price for a former second-round pick, but with Miami desperate to fill a tight end role, there's a chance they'd offer something worth considering. Of course, it's still just speculation at this point. Some might argue the Cowboys don't want to be sellers, and moving Schoonmaker would come with its own risks, particularly if they don't feel confident enough in the depth behind him. Jake Ferguson, on the other hand, is untouchable right now. He's the clear number 1 tight end, and trading him doesn't make sense unless an absolutely jaw-dropping offer came in, which isn't likely. Ferguson had a down year statistically, but many believe he can bounce back to the form he showed in 2023, when he was on the cusp of being a top 10 tight end. The Cowboys need him healthy and productive. As for Brevin Spanford, the hope is there for his long-term development, but right now he doesn't have much trade value, with just 88 yards last season and still working his way up as an under-the-radar talent. Looking at the bigger picture, the Cowboys' tight end room still has question marks. Fans and analysts alike wonder how confident the team is in this group, and what their strategy might be moving forward. Could a trade shake things up? Is the depth behind Ferguson strong enough to take a hit if Schoonmaker gets moved? These are the kinds of discussions happening behind the scenes, beyond the Cowboys. There's another name drawing attention in trade talks: Darnell Washington from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Some have floated the idea of the Cowboys pursuing him, which is intriguing. Washington is a later-round pick known more for his blocking than his receiving, similar to some of the issues Schoonmaker has faced, but Washington's blocking ability is highly regarded. He's been recognized as one of the best run-blocking tight ends in the league. His size and physicality allow him to take on defensive ends directly, which adds a tough edge to the Cowboys' offense if they decide to bring him in. However, Washington's medical history complicates things. He fell to Pittsburgh in the draft because of concerns over his health, and the Cowboys themselves passed on him after a pre-draft medical visit. Despite that, there's something enticing about adding a player with his blocking skill set, especially if he could be acquired for a reasonable price. His contract is similar to Schoonmaker's in cost, making the financial side manageable if the Cowboys decide to make a move. It's not a done deal by any means, and some see this as more of a Madden trade scenario, the kind of multi-team shuffle you imagine in video games rather than real life. Still, the possibility of sending Schoonmaker to Miami while landing Washington through another trade or a 3-team deal is an idea worth entertaining if talent acquisition really is a year-round business. Teams must be open to these kinds of creative moves. Meanwhile, the Cowboys' tight end room continues to be a story to watch. Jake Ferguson remains the anchor, with Spanford showing promise but still developing, and Schoonmaker hanging in the balance. What will the front office decide? That's the question keeping fans engaged as training camp approaches. Off the field, there's also chatter around other potential trades connected to recent moves. For example, reports have emerged about interest in Steelers linebacker T.J. Watt. While the Cowboys aren't likely to be involved in that trade, it highlights the fluid nature of the NFL market. Right now, Watt's situation with Pittsburgh involves contract disputes and uncertainty, but the Steelers have made it clear they want him to finish his career there. For the Cowboys, this serves as a reminder that locking down key players like Micah Parsons should be a priority before considering outside additions. All this movement in the league underlines how important it is for teams to act decisively. Waiting around rarely benefits anyone, and the Cowboys have the chance to shape their roster early, avoiding the scramble that often happens when the season is underway. Whether it's deciding the fate of Schoonmaker, eyeing Washington, or simply evaluating their current roster, the front office has a busy summer ahead. As July heats up, so does the speculation, and fans are eager to see how the Cowboys will navigate these potential trades and roster tweaks. The tight end position, often overlooked, might just become the key to unlocking more offensive success, depending on who stays, who goes, and who arrives. Continuing from the discussion about the Cowboys' tight end situation and the potential for trades, the conversation naturally shifts to the broader implications of roster management and what these moves mean for the team's future. The Cowboys find themselves at an interesting crossroads, balancing the need for immediate impact players with the long-term development of young talent. While the possibility of moving Luke Schoonmaker might free up some cap space and roster flexibility, it also raises questions about depth and how the team plans to build around Jake Ferguson. Ferguson's role as the top tight end is secure, but the supporting cast is still a work in progress. The front office must weigh whether to invest more resources in the position or focus on developing players like Brevin Spanford, who remains somewhat of an unknown quantity but has shown flashes of potential in limited opportunities. The idea of acquiring Darnell Washington from the Steelers is appealing because of his strong blocking ability, which aligns with the Cowboys' need to improve their run game. Blocking tight ends who can physically dominate defenders at the line of scrimmage create more opportunities for running backs and open up the passing game by demanding attention from defenses. Washington's skill set fits this mold, and even though there are medical red flags, the payoff could be substantial if he remains healthy. The Cowboys have always placed a premium on physicality and toughness, especially along the offensive line and tight end positions, so Washington's profile suits their philosophy. However, the medical concerns cannot be ignored, and any trade would come with inherent risks that the team would need to carefully evaluate. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. Rumors have started swirling in the NFL community that the Dallas Cowboys are looking to bolster their offensive line by potentially adding veteran guard Andrew WYLIE. Sources close to the organization suggest that the Cowboys could be exploring options to strengthen their blocking unit ahead of the upcoming season, and WYLIE's name has surfaced as a prime candidate to fill that need. Andrew WYLIE, known for his solid performance and versatility on the offensive line, has built a reputation as a dependable guard who can protect the quarterback and create running lanes. His experience and technical skills make him an attractive target for teams aiming to enhance their offensive front. The Cowboys who have faced some challenges in maintaining a consistent and dominant defensive line in recent years, might see WYLIE as the missing piece to elevate their protection and boost their offensive efficiency. Although no official confirmation has been made by Dallas Cowboys management, insiders hint that discussions could be underway and the possibility of WYLIE joining the Cowboys lineup is gaining traction. This potential move could signal the team's intent to invest in veteran talent and address weaknesses exposed in previous seasons. Adding a player like WYLIE would not only bring experience, but also stability to a line that often faces pressure from top-tier defenses in the league. Fans and analysts alike are keeping a close eye on these developments, wondering if the Cowboys will indeed pull the trigger on acquiring WYLIE. Such a signing could have a ripple effect, providing a significant boost to the offensive unit and possibly influencing the team's strategy for the upcoming draft and free agency period. The speculation has certainly stirred excitement and debate among the Cowboys faithful, who are eager for any sign of reinforcement as they look to make a deep playoff run. While this remains a rumor at this stage, the potential addition of Andrew WYLIE to the Cowboys' offensive line paints a picture of a team actively seeking to refine their roster and increase their competitiveness. Should this acquisition come to fruition, it would mark a notable step in Dallas's offseason maneuvers, one that could pay dividends in their quest for NFL supremacy. For now, all eyes are on the Cowboys' front office as the buzz around WYLIE's arrival continues to build. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.